morning, friends. I hope this Sunday is going wonderfully for you. And whether you're watching with us on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever it might be, we're so glad you're here. My name is Story Long. I'm the youth and family minister at Oak Grove United Methodist Church in Oak Grove, Oregon. And today, our Sunday school lesson is going to be a little different. We've seen Rhonda several times. Miss Rhonda, she's a wonderful teacher in our Sunday school who just cares so deeply about our students and wants you to feel loved and connected. And she was able to go to Israel, which is a country that we've heard a lot about as we've talked about the Sermon on the Mount and Jesus and the birth of Jesus, death of Jesus, resurrection of Jesus. All of that happened there. She's gone to cities like Jerusalem, where Jesus rode in on the donkey a week before he died, and the crowds cheered, "Hosanna, Hosanna!" She's been to areas that are thought maybe to be where Jesus was crucified. And so she put all of that together in a slideshow to take you on a tour of some of those places. And what I hope that tour helps you do and understand is the very real people that we talk about, the lived lives, that these places aren't made up. They aren't fake. They are real places where these people might have walked, where Jesus might have laughed and shared bread and had dinner with his friends and went to the temple with his parents. Just like you might, just like before the pandemic hit, maybe you went to church with your family, or where you ate with your friends, or played in the streets with your friends. That these are some of the places that Jesus might have done that. And if not Jesus, kids from a long, long time ago who, even though they're a long way away, might not be so different from you. So enjoy this tour and really let it come alive for you in your head. And I hope next time you read the Bible, we do our lesson together, that those places that we talk about really come alive for you. All right, enjoy the tour.
Today we are going on a journey to Jerusalem and the surrounding area. Usually when palm trees are mentioned, I think about coconuts. What about you? In Israel, palm trees are fig palms. See the figs? This is a picture, a mosaic that someone made of first century Jerusalem. It is outside of a museum where some of the Dead Sea Scrolls are displayed. I can't show them to you, but there is an elaborate model of Jerusalem there. This model shows Jerusalem of the 1st and 2nd centuries, plus the Temple Mount. Far left of the model is the city of David. This is a close-up of the city of David. Here I've taken a model of a picture and drawn lines to show various places. The dark red line to the left of the Temple Mount is the south entrance and steps to the temple. Jesus most likely would have walked up these stairs. They have been excavated or uncovered recently. The brown structure is where the people would exchange coins or sell animals for sacrifice. Pink is the area where men and women would gather to worship. Outside the pink area would be where the Gentiles would be. The green area contains the holy sites for the priests and the Holy of Holies. The black line follows the 1st century wall around Jerusalem. This would have been Jerusalem at the time that Jesus lives. The red circle area is Herod's palace. This is most likely where Pontius Pilate stayed whenever he was in Jerusalem. The blue line is the 2nd century wall. This wall would not have been here during Jesus' time. The orange ring is most likely the place of Golgotha, or where Jesus was crucified. A closer look at Temple Mount. This is a picture where I put 2 pictures together showing the south wall and the cleansing pools, where people would cleanse themselves before they entered the temple. The steps up to the south gate are irregular, meaning some are big steps up, some small, some can be walked in 1 step, and some take 2. This was so the temple could be approached with reverence and thought. You couldn't run up without thinking about where you were going. This is me in front of the south wall. Notice the large irregular stones. This is a closed-off gate into the Temple Mount. Whenever a city or building was destroyed, the people of Israel would flatten it out and rebuild on top of the rubble. Do you see the smaller stones inside closing off the gate? This Temple Mount has been built upon to make another structure. We'll see that in a little while. This corner shows some very large rocks which have been dated from the 1st century temple. The western wall is where people come to pray. Jews and Christians are allowed to pray here. The men and women are separated by a fence. Men go to the side farthest away from where the picture was taken and must wear a hat. Women must be modestly clothed with arms and legs and head covered. There were no conversations at the wall except with God. We are now on the Mount of Olives at Gethsemane, looking at the Temple Mount. Jerusalem is now inhabited by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. The Temple Mount is now home to the Dome of the Rock. That's the Gold Dome, a Muslim shrine in Jerusalem. Another view of Jerusalem and the valley that is in between the mount and Jerusalem, which is called the Kidron Valley. Jesus would have walked from this mount into Jerusalem on both Palm Sunday and the night he was arrested. Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane. Of course, when Jesus prayed there, there was not a stone wall around the garden. These are some olive trees in the current garden. Some of these trees are 500 years old. Not quite as old as the time when Jesus was there. Look at the size of that trunk. The trees aren't very tall. I could actually touch the top branches of some olive trees that weren't in the garden. The white road in the distance is most likely the way Jesus would have been led to Jerusalem after his arrest. Here, our group actually walked from the Garden of Gethsemane to Old Jerusalem. The roads were narrow, so we had to watch for cars and buses. There are more modern roads, but they still only have 2 lanes. Buses didn't pass each other, but pulled over to wait while one passed. We are now walking into the part of Jerusalem that is Old Jerusalem, that's inside the black line. The roads are just as narrow inside Old Jerusalem. In fact, the buildings come right up to the road. This is excavated rubble from an earlier Jerusalem. More excavated rubble. This is a 1st century tomb, like the tomb that Jesus' body was placed in after he was crucified. See the round stone that can be rolled in front to seal the tomb? And just so you don't think everything looks old, this is modern Jerusalem outside the walls. See the interstate? I hope you have enjoyed the tour of Jerusalem and the Mount of Olives. Have a good week.